Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in once again. My name is Matt. I'm with ESC United, and we have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Today, in case you don't know, is Sunday, February the 7th. We had a bunch of shows yesterday, Saturday, and while we didn't pick a song, or Europe didn't pick a single song yesterday, there were a bunch of semifinals and other heats going on. And unless you really had a lot of time on your hands and have like 6 computers, there was no way that you watched them all. So what we'll do is we're going to break it down for you, who qualified, who moved on, who was out, and also show you a few clips and see, just to give you a little taste of what's to come. So the 6 shows we had, and there were a bunch of, in the Nordic countries in particular, Melodifestivalen in Sweden, probably the most popular national final, had its first show, its first semifinal yesterday. 2 qualifiers moved on. Finland has chosen the first finalists as well. Lithuania did another elimination round and closer to the semifinals. Hungary had its third heat, and we have all the semifinalists now. Ukraine had the first semifinal, and so did Iceland. So, 6 shows. Let's start with Sweden, shall we? Now, starting with Sweden and Melodifestivalen, they had a little scandal during the rehearsal period. So, every heat has 7 songs in the running, and as it turns out, as they were rehearsing, the fans figured out, wait a second, Anna Book's song, one of the semifinal participants, that song sounds fairly familiar, and fair enough. Actually, her entry was submitted to the Moldovan national final before, and it was uploaded online, so therefore it was not eligible, and they had to disqualify it last second. So that sucks for Anna, but at least she got to perform her song, being the interval act and all. So I guess it counts for something, but she was not in the running. So we had only 6 songs fighting for the 2 spots, the 2 final spots, and then 2 moved on to Andra Chansen, which is basically the second chance round. So let's talk about the 2 qualifiers, and then we'll talk about the ones that didn't make it. The first one was, according to the betting odds, the favorite, and she did qualify, and that was Ace Wilder with Don't Worry. Some of you may recognize that name. Ace Wilder almost won in 2014 when Sanna Nielsen beat her by 2 lousy points. So Busy Doing Nothing did not go to Copenhagen, but now she's trying her luck with Don't Worry, and it qualified. It was a pretty interesting and visually stimulating performance, but let's listen to the song and see what it sounds like.
Just when you think it any worse, dressed as a clown, you show up drunk and high in church. I'm not a preacher, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be okay. Just hurry up and wait. Don't worry, it's alright. 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 It's alright.
That was Ace Wilder, Don't Worry, and I watched your reaction online, on social media, on our forum, and everywhere else, and it seems that the reception was mixed opinions about the song. The majority of people said it's inferior to Busy Doing Nothing, but then again, we're always attached to the songs that we fell in love with and we're rooting for. She may not be the strongest vocalist in the run-in, and she had the backtrack to support her singing, and it was visually very appealing. She got the best draw. She was the last act of the night to perform, so there wasn't as big of a positive response as she had a couple of years ago with Busy Doing Nothing. So we'll see how that's going to turn out, but she's through, she made it, and we don't know her competition yet. For the most part, we know one other song, which we're going to talk about next. And the other song that qualified, it was song number 5, Robin Bengtsson, Constellation Prize. So he was the other direct finalists, and let's see how that song sounds like.
He hasn't all that you are beautiful. I'm breaking down the wall, and you're a star. But now I'm about to fall because you are beautiful, beautiful, baby.
The harmonica is back, yay! So Robin with Constellation Prize is the other qualifier. We don't know who finished first, who finished second. We just know these are the two that are moving on. Now, this song, the consensus from what I'm seeing online, you may disagree, but the consensus are that this is actually a fairly good song, but the lyrics, yeah, they're lacking something. They're fairly simple, but, you know, as we know in Eurovision, they're not always the most important things. So, congratulations to Robin. He made it. He is going to perform in the finals, and he took a spot from Samir and Victor, who people thought will actually qualify directly. They did not. They will move on to the second chance, along with Albin and Matthias and their song Rick. Which means we have two songs that are disqualified, not counting Anna Book's song that has been disqualified. The other two technically haven't been disqualified, they've been eliminated. And those are Pernilla Anderson and Mimi Werner. So they didn't make the cut, but to the others, congratulations. And it was once again a very awesome show. The Swedes certainly know how to put on a show, and Petra Mede was one of the hosts of Melodifestivalen, and she's also going to host the actual Eurovision. And it was good to see her, and she was also it was also hosted co-hosted by Gina Diravi. She has hosted the contest, the Melodifestivalen, on multiple occasions, so she is a pro as well. So that's what we have about Melodifestivalen. Next week is semifinal 2. Let's see who is moving on and who is going home. All right, so let's talk about Finland. Finland had its first semifinal yesterday. There were a total of 6 participants, and 3 qualified, and 3 are out of the door. They're gone, goodbye. And apparently we had online votes, and the TV viewers were able to vote for the favorites. The 3 songs that are in, I'm going to introduce them to you real quick right now. The first one, in no particular order, is Sara Aalto with the song No Fear. Here it goes.
I'll do no harm, no fear, no fear, no fear, no more, no
Here you go, your first qualifier, Sara Aalto, and in case you don't know who she is, if you live in Finland, you certainly know who she is. She finished second in 2011 to represent Finland. She was this close. Didn't make quite the cut then. She took part in The Voice of Finland, and guess what? She placed second once again. So hopefully this time she'll be first. Not based on my taste, but for her sake. So she is moving on. This is the first qualifier. Let's see who is next. It's Stella Christine. The name of the song is Ain't Got Time for Boys. That's unfortunate. Anyway, so here is the song.
Ain't got time for boys. I need a man. I'm not your toy. So if you wanna be with me, do your best to make me see. You wanna feel me, touch me, hold me, breathe me. Maybe one day you could have me, but I ain't got time for boys.
All right, she may not have time for boys right now, but she had time to talk to our friends at escplus.com. And that's where I got some information about her. She's a 23-year-old singer and songwriter. She lives in Finland, Kotka, and she said that music has been part of her life since an early age. So she graduated as a professional musician in 2014 and working as a freelancer. She's written songs, and this is still her first official release. So this is her first step into the music business, and she made it. She made the cut. She made it to the finals. So this is a pretty good start, don't you think? So who's next? It's Aini. It's Eini. I don't know how to pronounce it. Aini, and the song is called Drama. So let's see how that one goes.
Vaikka mittaisi jo ympäri mennyt ja kirjaimet ovesta vaihdettu, ei täältä löydy koskaan onnenkaavaa. Vaikka vuosikymmenet virheitä tehnyt ja paljon anteeksi annettu, tää on nyt ja aina samanlaista draamaa.
All right, a dancey song in Finnish, not bad. What do you think? It certainly will stand out. The singer Ida, she was contacted by the UMK team. That's the national final to take part, and she definitely took advantage of that. And she's moving on, so congratulations to her. These three singers made the cut. 3 females, girl power, it seems, in Finland, but it's not over yet because the next semi is coming up next week, and I'm sure it's going to be different. Anyway, let's move on. Let's stay in the northern part of the continent, or you can't go much further north than that. Or it's Iceland. Iceland had also a semifinal, and there were 6 songs fighting for the 3 prestigious spots to the semis. And here you get to listen to the 3 songs, at least a short snippet of them. The first one is Greta Salome with the song Radirnar. And this name may sound familiar to you, and that is because she is a veteran. She represented Iceland already back 4 years ago in 2012 back in Baku. Never forget, that was the name of the song. They qualified. It didn't do as well as people hoped and predicted, but she is back, eager to represent the country one more time. This time as a solo artist. If you recall, in 2012, she was joined by John C., and they did a phenomenal job. But she is on her own this time around. She wrote the song, she performed the song, so let's check it out. Greta with Radinar. Here it goes, Greta with her song, and you know that people will always compare it to her first effort, and people tend to be a little bit nostalgic when it comes to their original favorites, so hopefully they'll give the song a fair shot. Iceland did, because they voted for her, and she is moving on to the finals. By the way, the competition in Iceland, the competition will simultaneously celebrate Iceland's 30th anniversary since their first participation in the Eurovision Song Contest. So that is great, a big milestone, 30 years at the contest. Nicely done. Also, in Iceland, you have to submit your song in Icelandic, so you will not hear any songs in English, but the majority of the artists, once they've won the contest, will then translate it into English, which may or may not happen, but in most cases, that's how it goes down. All right, moving on. The next song that qualified, name's Kalata Sigurðardóttir. Jeez. Ostovandi. Here it goes. there you have it, another qualifier. And last but not least, we have another song called Hugger Min Air, and it's performed by Hotur Traustason and Ernachon Olav's daughter. I should really look up these names before doing this instead of doing it off the cuff here. But anyway, so if I butchered your name, my apologies. But you only care about the song anyway, so here it goes. Nice duet, made the cut. And by the way, Erna, she has quite a bit of experience with Eurovision. She's been a backup singer before, and now she's trying her luck again. See if she can make the cut. The show yesterday also featured guest performances, by the way, by the 1997 Icelandic Eurovision entrant Pál Oscar and the band 101 Boys. And I hope you caught it. If not, figure it out. Go to YouTube and watch some of the clips. It's always fun to see that. So that's what I have for Iceland. These are the three Icelandic qualifiers. Let us know who your favorites are, by the way. You can join us on the forum. We're also on Twitter. Use hashtag ESCUnited or our Twitter handle, obviously, at ESCUnited. So, 3 down, 3 to go. Who else do we have here? Okay, yes, Ukraine. Ukraine, they took a break last year. We know why, and we don't want to go too much into the whole political world and Eurovision, but, that's definitely what happened. So, Ukraine actually went all out, and with a big semifinal system, 2 semifinals, and a final, and they usually don't do that as much. So it's good to see that they're really into it. We missed Ukraine, so we definitely want to pay close attention to it. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the qualifiers. Basically how it works, after a long consideration, the jury panel gave points to the songs and then also the televoters. So, and then they were combined, and then you have the 3 qualifiers. So let's find out who they are. And in first place, we know actually exactly how they finished. In first place is Jamala. Jamala, also known to some individuals, if you're really into Eurovision, she almost won in 2011 the Eurovision, the Ukrainian national final, that is. Didn't make quite the cut. Now she's back 5 years later, this time with a song called 1944. It won yesterday semi, and here it is, 1944. Alright, Jamala, 1944, as said, she won the jury and the televote. So she's the one to beat now, and the 2 songs that followed in second place, it's The Heart Kiss with Helpless. It doesn't mean they're out, I mean they're qualified, and maybe they'll have a big boost in popularity. Let's find out. The Heart Kiss, they were third with the jury, second with the televoters. Here it goes. Helpless.
Oh, helpless. I hope you won't tell anyone, 'cause rebirth always hurts. 'Cause rebirth always hurts.
Alright, so another dark and haunting song with a beautiful melody. Certainly a big difference from what they sent the last time they took part in 2014. It's just no TikTok whatsoever. So maybe Ukraine is really trying to switch it up. Anyway, but let's take a look at the song that finished in third place. Overall, it finished second with the juries, but only fifth, I think, with the televoters. But it was enough to make the cut, and maybe it's a grower. The brunettes shoot blondes every Monday.
How we book every Monday, made it on Sundays, then we will travel across the city, around and it still makes me feel like it was unreal. And we used to wait for every sunset. She said, I said, we'll be forever young and pretty. But one thing I can't understand.
Every Monday, that's the songs. Those are the three qualifiers. And boy, I wish this wasn't a podcast. You need to watch this clip online. The backup singers have very unique masks. It's like looks like a Batman mask with bunny ears. I have no idea what they were thinking and what that means, but I enjoyed it for some really twisted reason. Anyways, those are the three qualifiers from Ukraine, the first semifinal. One of them could go to Stockholm in May. We'll find out soon enough. So we got two more shows. Those were the semifinals of the night. So the other two shows we had were in Hungary and in Lithuania. Hungary had the third heat of the night, of this year, I mean. So now, next week, we'll have the semifinal stage. Let's talk about it. So they had a bunch of songs competing, and 10, as a matter of fact, and 5 of them, actually, I'll take that back, 6 of them moved on. So since these are not the semifinals, we're not going to play you the clips yet. There were just way too many songs still in the running. But 6 qualified, 5 of them were chosen by the juries, and then out of the remaining 5 that were not chosen by the juries, the televoters were able to vote for their favorite. And that song also made it through. Just to give you the name of the songs, the artists are Petruska, Parnograst, Be the First, Monica Veres, Sylvia, Sylvia, just a very odd spelling, Sylvia Agardi, and then Oliver Berkes and Andy Toth. These are the 6 acts that qualified. Oliver and Andy, by the way, they were the televoting choice. They were not in the original top 5 of the juries, but the televoter said, hey, this one deserves to qualify. And it did. So there you go. That's Hungary. They have now completed the first stage of the selection process, the first 3 heats. 18 songs are still in the running, and now we're going to move on to the semifinal stage. We're going to have 2 of them, and then we're going to have a final. So make sure you're back next week. Adal, that's the name of the Hungarian national final, continues. All right, and last but not least, it's Lithuania. And I kept Lithuania all the way. You know, the reason why I talk about them last, because they have the longest and most draining and exhausting national final system ever. It's a long process. They changed it up from last year's, where it took even longer. But basically, it's a marathon, and we're now halfway there, and we had already a bunch of shows, and we're still not even that close to the end. Still 5 rounds to go, but basically how it works, we're at a stage where contestants are being slowly eliminated. So instead of reading you the names of the acts that are still in the running, let me just give you the names of the 2 songs that are out. Baiba with the song Mayday, and Berta Timinskaite with Stars in Rainbow. Those were the 2 songs eliminated, and those were the 2 songs of the night performing, actually, and they're goners. No luck for them. And as of right now, or basically for the second time in a row, Aiste Pilvete. She received the biggest support, but this is only the 5th show out of 10. Things may change. But since she's the favorite right now, apparently with You Bet, why don't we take a listen? This is one of the favorites. Aiste with You Bet.
I don't have to be your girl. I'm from someone who loves me the way I am. The way I am.
Now, as you can tell by some of those, or a lot of, this was live. So, this is currently one of the favorites to win. Lithuania may be going for another ballot, so we shall see how that's going to play out. But, we don't know yet. There's still 5 shows to go. It's insane. But anyway, so these are the results from yesterday. So a bunch of songs in, a bunch of songs out, and it was exhausting. It was fun, but that's why we love Eurovision. And if you think that was a busy night, wait until next week. It's even crazier because all of these countries, all of these national finals that performed this week, had a show this week, they'll have another one next week, and then there will be more shows. So I may have to take that day off and just really get like 3 computers set up because there's no way I'll be able to follow up on everything. But it's exciting. This is the best time, the most favorite time of the year, as I always call it. So let's enjoy Eurovision and let's get these songs going. Actually, so far we only know 6 songs, right? And we have 37 to go. So last year around this time we had way more songs chosen already. But February is a busy month. The next couple of weeks in particular, we're just going to get songs left and right. The next month actually is just going to be boom, boom, boom. One song after another. It's about time. Anyways, that's all I have for you tonight, today, or this morning, whenever you're listening to this. So join us next week in between, because we're going to have another podcast coming up sometime mid next week, as we have to talk about a few other things and not just national final and semi-final results. So make sure you check us out. You can follow us on Twitter at our hashtag handle. What is that? The handle is ESC United and the hashtag is ESC United as well. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. You can like us there. And don't forget to join us on our forum where we have thousands of people from all over the world talk Eurovision. What else, right? But you can talk about other things as well. That's the nice thing. It's not just you are limited to Eurovision. We like to get out of that bubble every once in a while. But it's the best bubble in the world. Anyway, so thank you, everyone. My name is Matt. Let us know who your favorites are, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.